Howdy everybody, welcome back. Today we're in the beautiful state of Maine, and this is Eagle Lake. Here I am, visiting another national park that's closed. It's a curse of traveling during the winter time. But normally there's more that's open at Acadia National Park during the winter time. But there was just recently a big thaw, and all of the snow that thawed created a big mud issue, so they've shut down all these carriage roads, which is what I'm walking on now, that go through the park. And unfortunately even the scenic drive that goes through the park is closed as well. So I scoped it out yesterday and found out a few things that I can do to kind of at least get a few good sights in. So that's what I'm going to take you guys to do now, and then per usual we're going to go back to camp and cook up some food. The trail I'm on is beautiful. All the roots growing across the ground and all the bright green moss providing some contrast to the dark gloomy day that we're having. It's beautiful. Crazy how clear this water is. You can see straight down into it. Also, it's freezing. It snowed a little bit this morning, and there's still a little bit on the ground actually right here. But my hands are freezing, so I'm actually gonna hop back in the car, and then we're gonna go on this little tiny scenic route that I found yesterday. Woo. Cold. Can't feel my fingers. All right. So as you just saw, we're at Seawater Bay, and Acadia Mountain is right there. That's what Acadia National Park is named after. The park is situated between some bays and butts up against the Atlantic Ocean. So that's where all the water's coming from. And it's about to rain, but I think I found a little spot I want to go check out real quick. See all that seaweed that's all across the shore? That's crazy. I'm glad I came down here. So something I like to do when I go on these trips is collect rocks. I've been doing that since I was a kid. I've always had affinity for it. So I'm gonna search around in all these rocks real quick and try to find me a little souvenir to take home. That cool tree Rudy's parked under. Very Dr. Seuss-ish. Alright, so I'm almost 100% certain where I just pulled into. I'm not supposed to be right now, but I just wanted to show you all this view real quick. Keyword really quick. Wow. I don't know how good the camera's going to show that, but that view is absolutely breathtaking. Alright, so I had a plan for this sweet drone shot right here off this pier or whatever that Rudy and I parked on, but not going to put that thing up in the air while it's raining. So this is about it. I think the plan is I'm going to go try to find some lobster and snack on that before we go in and make dinner later on at camp. Time for some lobster. Let's see what I got. Okay, that was a bad boy. So the place I went to is called Governor's, and their desserts look insane. They're all gigantic. This is a piece of peanut butter chocolate pie, and it's massive. I mean, it really, really is thick. And they had eclairs that were huge, whoopie pies, which I almost got, but this was just calling my name. And every single one of them was massive. So I got that. Then I got, let's see what this looks like. Ooh, got me a lobster roll with some crinkle cut french fries. Oh man, I'm excited about this. Ever since I got into Maine, I've been craving lobster. I haven't been able to find it anywhere authentic. This is more of a chain restaurant, but I had to give it a shot. So, see what this is all about. Oh, and I've got a root beer. My diet's kind of gone to shit on this trip, but I'm on vacation, so to speak, so I gotta indulge a little bit. Cheers, y'all. Love root beer. I'm actually gonna get comfortable real quick. It's very cold outside, but I've had hand warmers in my pockets all day and running around and moving, so I'm actually feeling just fine. So we'll roll these sleeves up before I get all messy. All right, let's dive into this big, giant lobster roll. I got a double. I'm hungry, and I'm still gonna cook later. Just might not be anything crazy, to be honest with you, y'all. See what this is all about. That's good. Tons of lobster meat. Nice big chunks. They're chopped up a little bit, so it's a little bit easier to eat. But very good. It's cold lobster, as most lobster rolls are. All right, let's try these fries out. Good. Just crinkle cut fries. They are done really well though, which I like. I don't like floppy crinkle cut fries. All right, I'm gonna get one more big bite for you guys. Alright, I'm going to throw a YouTube video on and finish this thing. I'm sure you guys don't want to see me necking this whole massive sandwich. So I'll grab you guys when it's time to eat that huge piece of pie. Catch you in a bit.
The number of stars in a galaxy, galaxies in the universe, atoms in a cell, and cells in a living being are all around the same huge number. Between 10 to the power of 11 to 10 to the power of 14. This leads to some intriguing questions. Could we be like cells in a giant creature, but on a planetary scale that hasn't realized its existence yet?
Whew. Sandwich was no joke. Finished it though. Some fries left in here, but they got cold, so I didn't want to eat them. Alright, let's crack into this big, massive piece of chocolate peanut butter pie. I don't think I'm going to be able to eat all this. But if I have some left over, I can save it for after I make our midnight snack. Here goes nothing. That's good. It is very, 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 very sweet. So I can go ahead and tell you now, I'm not about to finish that right now. It's exploding with peanut butter flavor. I'm glad I got this one and not the regular peanut butter pie, because I can only imagine that might have been overwhelmingly peanut buttery. This with the chocolate, it's a nice balance. Even though I might get diabetes eating this, it's still a nice balance. Something actually I forgot to mention was the reason why we're in a Walmart parking lot. I may have mentioned it earlier towards the beginning of the video, back when I was talking about how everything was closed. The fact that the campground that I wanted to go to was closed too. But if I didn't mention that, that's why we're in a Walmart parking lot. But you guys know I'm no stranger to urban camping. But I'm gonna have a couple more bites of this and then sit back and relax for a while. It's about 5 o'clock in the evening, so I ate a little earlier than I normally do. So like I said, I'm gonna make something for midnight snack, even though it won't be quite midnight. But I'll pull out the kitchen utensils for something. I'll see you guys in a little bit.
Like a machine.
Alright, y'all. I've been watching Love, Death, and Robots on Netflix, and I love that show. This episode in particular is crazy. I've seen it before, but I'm watching it again. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off and let's make a little snack before we go to bed. Now, I know you guys are probably gonna be a little disappointed with me, but I'm just not that hungry. So I do need to eat a little snack though before I go to bed, and I've got this ramen. It's this really yummy curry flavor ramen. So I'm just gonna boil up some water real quick and make that, and then we'll eat that pie that I've got left over from lunch. Let's go ahead and get the kettle out. Some water in here. I'm not using my sink water because that water is a little stale, and I am going to be eating this, so go ahead and use some fresh water. Alright, just wait for that to boil. Wow, forgot how quickly my kettle works. Not a whole lot of water though, but that was fast. Go ahead and fill this up with water. I always put a little extra water in this. It's a tad spicy, so give it a little soupiness. I was looking for something to weigh it down with. I got my own hand warmer. Clean this kettle up. See what these noodles are looking like. There's potatoes in here too. I guess it's like a potato curry, but I like it. It's it's cheap college food, which is nothing wrong with that, but nothing healthy about this whatsoever. They're looking pretty good. I'm gonna give them one more second. While I'm doing that, I'll show you what I'm drinking. I got a blackberry bubbly. Go ahead and give this a try. Cheers, y'all. It's really good. Now, if you've been watching the channel for a little while, you know that I have an arch enemy in the kitchen, or at least in some of my episodes. There's been one thing that I've struggled with a decent amount. So if you've been around for a little bit, or if you've been around in the past, I should say, since I'm just really getting back into this, then you're going to recognize this foe. Breaking out the chopsticks. Figured it'd be a good nod to some of the other videos where I've struggled with chopsticks in the past. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then there's several videos back when I first started last year, and really when I was first getting off and right before I stopped making videos, because realistically there wasn't a huge amount of time in between that. You'll see that I had some issues with some chopsticks in several videos, but I tried to make it you know, something that had a little bit of lore to my videos. So let's see if I've improved any while I've been improving myself. A little slippery. And again, like I told people in those videos, it's the size of the chopsticks. They're little short chopsticks. That's why I struggle with them. Let's try this out. Just as good as I remember. Not too spicy. Just like any other curry. Just a good fragrant spice to it. Here's one of the pieces of potato I was talking about. Just chunks of dehydrated potato that are in there at the top. Like I said, nothing fancy or healthy about this, just something to hit the spot before I go to sleep. So, since I'm eating these really crappy noodles on a video for you guys, I feel like I owe you one. So in a episode later down the road, I'm not sure when, I promise to pay you guys back, and I'll make some real good ramen. Well, it'll be better than this, I'll tell you that much. I'll tell you what though, this might not be very fancy, but after the long cold day that I've had, a nice hot fragrant spicy soup is actually kind of hitting the spot right now, so I welcome it. Cool my mouth down a little bit though. Whew. Warm the insides up real good. Alright, I'm gonna grab the last of that pie real quick. Actually, grabbing this pie made me think of something. Made me think of what I'm making for breakfast. So, now that I saw that, it reminds me to make sure you guys stick around for breakfast. It's nothing fancy. Nothing fancy at all. So, but I will be making that with some coffee. So make sure you stick around for that. I ate half this thing earlier, and I just took another big bite. And it still weighs a lot. Like a lot. I am going to go ahead and finish it though. Get it out of my cooler. I'm going to spare y'all the visual of me cramming my pie hole with this pie, and turn some more Netflix on. Do that for a little bit and just go ahead and pass out. So I'll see you guys in the morning.
Yes, machine. I am machine. Look at me.
Alright, hold up. I knowing that this is like this, I'm gonna leave this in here. So y'all just saw me look at this crazy. There's been a peanut butter cup on top of here the whole time. And I thought it was just like, you know, a regular peanut butter cup. Do you remember you telling you guys about how they had a bunch of desserts and they were all gigantic? Well, they have homemade peanut butter cups there too. And this is a little chunk, a little chunk of their peanut butter cups. Sorry, I'm trying to dig it off of here. Look how thick that peanut butter cup is. This thing is most of the weight of what was on here. This thing is thick. But yeah, so that gives you an indication of what their peanut butter cups are like. And like I said, what all of their desserts are like, which are way overly sized. But I guess if you're gonna do something, you might as well do it big. That's Governor's in Maine, by the way, y'all. But all right, I'm done fooling around. Turn this back on. I'll see y'all in the morning.
I is a machine. And that machine is you. And now I see what I see. The very pulse of the machine.
Morning. I don't know if y'all can tell by all the white in the background, but I woke up to a snowstorm. Middle of the night last night, I realized that I was super cold. When I got up to put my jacket on, it was snowing. I heard the wind blowing like crazy, but I didn't realize it was snowing. But I'm gonna get up, make some breakfast and some coffee, and kind of figure out what my plan's gonna be. Time to warm up with some coffee. So, as y'all know, I used to like drinking tea a lot, which I still do, but I've also gotten into some mushroom coffee lately, and I really enjoy it. I've been drinking Rise, and it does the trick without making me too jittery. So that's what we're gonna make this morning. It's great for being in the van because it's super easy. Versatile. All right. Got my little frother. Have to be a little careful. It always wants to jump out of the mug. And then I'm gonna put some honey in there as well. If it'll come out of the spout. It's probably so cold it doesn't want to move. There we go. Alright, I'm going to clean this up and then get the air fryer out. Alright. So what we're making this morning is actually leftovers from yesterday's breakfast. I went to a diner yesterday in town, and I ordered some pancakes with my corned beef hash and eggs. Well, they were the size of the plate, and I got 3. So I only ate 1 and I had 2 left over, so I figured it'd be perfect for eating this morning. And I figured that I could just throw them in the air fryer to kind of warm them up a little bit. So realistically, I'm just going to be warming them up, and I got some maple syrup to put over top of them. But cheers, y'all. Look at these monsters. So you can see why I only ate 1. See if they fit in the air fryer. I don't think so. Nope. You might have to cut them up into quarters, which means we're gonna have to do batches. Real quick while I'm doing this, y'all take a look at this awesome hat that I have on. It is handmade by one of my employees at work. Her name is Miracle, and she made this hat for me, and it is quite awesome, I might say, and it's perfect for how cold it is. I'm gonna leave her Instagram right here at the bottom. Y'all go check her out. She makes handmade hats, and on top of that, for every hat she makes results in one being made for the homeless. So y'all go check Miracle out. All right, I'm gonna warm this bad boy up, start making some batches. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start throwing a few of these in here. I'm gonna do this. Looks like we got 3 at a time. It really has turned into a winter wonderland out there. I see the snowplow driving by right now. But let's see what these are looking like. You end up having some crispy pancakes. I'm alright with that. As long as they're warm. I need something warm. Forgot about these little slippers I had. Definitely putting these things on. My feet are cold. But yeah, much better. I'm actually gonna put my hand warmers in there too. Toes are frozen. It's a little bit better. Let's go ahead and take these out. Get some more in there. Put these last couple in. Alright, this last batch should be done. Yeah, that's perfect. So I'm gonna turn this guy off. Move this out of the way so you guys don't have to see it. Get my breakfast. Pancakes and coffee. Totally okay with that. So I got this Sapjack 100% pure organic maple syrup. It's from Vermont. Drizzle a little bit of this over top. If I had access to a microwave, I'd heat it up, but obviously I don't. So just gonna have cold syrup on my pancakes. On my crispy pancakes, I forgot there was a little bit of butter on there, so they got nice and crispy. Go ahead and dive in. Honestly, I kind of like that crispy texture to it. It's not your normal, fluffy characteristic that you're used to with pancakes, which they were yesterday, but it's different. So I got some decisions to make. It is not optimal driving weather. which I'll show you guys in a second. I just haven't had the courage to step outside into the 20-degree weather yet. But I'm supposed to be driving in it all day because I'm actually headed to Niagara Falls. And it's about a 12-hour drive west from where I'm at, and almost the entire length of the drive is in this winter storm warning. So my original plan was to already be gone by now, but I'm kind of waiting it out just a little bit because the snow's supposed to stop around noon. But I will most likely just leave after I eat and hope for the best. So we'll see what happens. My fork broke. Well, pinky's out for the rest of this one. Y'all hear that wind? I doubt y'all can see it in the camera, but it's shaking the car. And that's just the thing, is it's actually not snowing that much, but there's gale force winds. Like, I literally had a warning on my phone when I looked at it earlier for gale force winds. And the combination of that with a little bit of snow, which I'm not necessarily used to driving in, makes it just a little iffy for me. But yeah, I'll figure it out. All right. I'm gonna clean up a little bit, pack up, and I'm gonna show you guys the snow and then head out. So like I said, it's not so much snow, but the wind is crazy, and it's like 25 degrees, I think, maybe. But I'm gonna press on. Time to get back on the road. That's all for this one, folks. I appreciate you joining me. Hopefully you'll stick around for the next one. Y'all take it easy. Peace.